Hello, beautiful ones. Welcome to day number 2 of the Art of Facilitating Transformation. If you haven't caught day 1, I think you'd be okay to stay. I think you could hang and play. Today, we're going to be going on a journey for yourself. I love, love, love to help healers, teachers, people that are studying with me as well to really go through the work for themselves first so they really understand it and they can be the embodiment of it before they share it out in the world. So, yesterday, I shared a bunch of tools and we tried a couple of them on, but I referenced many, many other things in day 1. And I want to take you through them today. We're also going to talk a little bit more about the elemental template, about how we can use this elemental template to understand what 5 elements people, ourselves included, but also our clients, need to have cleared and activated in order to actually create any kind of change and also to create anything into reality. So it is all about taking the formless into form. And I do have some slides to bring us through. So I'm going to pull that up while I am just wanting to say thank you to everyone that has been posting in the group, sharing their homework, which is points for prizes, and who is following each other on Instagram and creating more community. That is my absolute favorite thing when we really connect with each other and celebrate each other and support each other because we're all here on Team Humanity, we can get so much more done. So I love it. Keep connecting. I'll talk more about the prizes and the prize draws at the end of this. I think I put it as the last slide. But basically, when you are sharing, posting, doing the homework, you're entering to win really cool stuff. So here we are, day 2 of learning these techniques that will give your clients epic results and keep them coming back for more. So go and watch the replay if you haven't done day 1. And the first part of day 1 is more talking about business models. And some of you already have moved beyond single sessions. I hope that conversation is just really validating for you. And I hope it was very inspiring for you if you haven't started crafting transformational journeys yet. But what a transformational journey actually is creating a direct experience for somebody of the work that you're talking about, right? It's basically, it's not like going and reading about it. It's not like reading a book or sitting in a class and learning about theory and technical stuff from the head. It is about actually doing it, right? Having a direct embodied experience. And I think that's honestly what has been missing in a lot of places for a very long time, especially in the spiritual circles. There are so many people who have a lot of book knowledge about how things like should work, and it's all theory and it's all other people's ideas. I am obsessed with getting people to experience it for themselves because I can tell you about how everything works, how the unified field works, how you can do all this really cool magical stuff till I'm blue in the face. But you don't even necessarily know what I'm talking about until you experience it yourself. A lot of this mystical, spiritual stuff, when we're working in healing and creation and light work and ascension energies, whatever it is that you're doing, like it really has to be felt to be understood. Which is why there's so many people who are super skeptical about it because they've never experienced it. So when you bring someone into a direct experience, they cannot deny it. It's not like their psyche is going to be like, oh, wow, this is true. This is real. It's not, oh, this is something that my coach or my healer told me about. It's the difference between having knowledge and wisdom. So I absolutely adore taking people on transformational journeys of all kinds. And I am going to bring you through your own today where you get to experience some of the things I've been talking about. But I also want to say that this journey that I'm talking about, these transformational journeys, they go way, 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 way beyond healing. We have had such a big focus on healing for a very long time because, well, maybe not that long, but you know what I mean. A lot of us have been on healing journeys for a while. And some people have forgotten that there's something beyond that. The healing is just getting you back to the baseline. And then what's after that is the fun stuff. When we go beyond healing, then we get into conscious creation. We get into being able to connecting to the infinite quantum field of possibilities and then drawing the formless into form, making magic happen. Like this is the fun stuff. And there's a lot of people who, by default, over the last few years or maybe decades, have been working as a healer because that's what was needed. And so many people have gone so far in their healing journeys, there's actually this need now for people to have leaders of more magical experiences, right? Of taking them to the next level. Because I don't know about you, but I'm kind of sick of the narrative that everybody's broken and they need to heal. Like, it's about coming into wholeness. It's about rising out of separation. And sure, there is healing work that needs to be done along the way, but the fun stuff is in like realizing, okay, there is healing to be done, but then what? Let's have some fun. That's what Nicole just wrote. This is the fun stuff. Yes, it is. It's so much more fun. And fun is actually a counterpoint to all of the crap that we're going through. And so actually bringing in some fun, bringing in the direct experience, bringing in the things that actually energetically raise us into the quantum field of possibilities instead of looking at the problems allows us to have those solutions. So you're part of the solution. You're part of this team humanity, leaders, psychics, healers. You've been doing the work for a while. I want to help you connect to your highest timeline as a facilitator. So we're going to tune into in this transformational journey. That's going to be like a soul meditation. There's lots of ways to do transformational journeys. Sometimes it's a retreat, sometimes it's a workshop. But on Zoom, I love to take people into a deep meditation to talk to their highest self and bring through the codes about what it's going to require for you to go to your next level as a leader for humanity. If you don't resonate with the word leader, I just mean you're going first. You're a pioneer and you have to be a leader who leads yourself through everything that you're going to be teaching or healing or sharing with the world as well. Right? We need more embodied leaders who've done their work, which is you, who are also bringing people to that next stage of evolution. So I also wanted to talk to you a little bit more about this elemental manifestation matrix and basically give you, I didn't bring a key in with me, but I could have just like hand you the keys to creation. When you understand this template, not just at the intellectual level, but when you learn to work with it as a living, breathing experience of like this wisdom that you can speak with directly, each of the elements has a consciousness that you can communicate with really easily. You can bring through what you need to make things real, like to actually make things happen. And there are so many people who are healers, psychics, light workers, hanging out in the etheric astral realms, really connected to source, who don't know how to make things a reality on this planet, who don't know how to make money, who don't know how to like scale a business, who don't know how to do these pieces because we're not taught this in school. I wish we were. Maybe I'll work on bringing that in a bit, but we don't have this as a template and it shows because there's too many people who are broke out there who are here to be leaders, who are here to heal people, who are here to do great work in the world, who aren't being paid enough for it, who don't have a sustainable business, who aren't making the impact. And knowing this template allows you to create anything, especially because you're doing it through your essence. So we're going to go through and explain it. And every realm of creation needs to be cleared out. Like we need to get rid of the shit that's in there that's in the way. And we also need to consciously, using our entire being, direct it with what we desire. And in between both of those, there is also, of course, a flow. And I'm going to talk to you about quickly about what each of these realms are. And as you're going through this for you, I want you to learn this for yourself because it can help you build the business that makes you money without taking up more of your time and burning out, the business that gives you the freedom to be able to, go and vacation with your family in the middle of the year, just the lifestyle that you desire. But I also want you to keep in mind that this is what all of your clients and people you work with and students also require for their transformation. And if we're missing any one of these elements, then the healing or creation is not going to happen. It's not going to be stable. It's not going to actually be there. So we could talk about these in any order, but I'm going to start with spirit. But before we dive in, I actually am just really curious if you're here with me live, you're probably familiar with the elements. I would love to know if you're already consciously working with them, right? When we talk about this being a template for creation, this is a particular mystery school that I was initiated in, but let me know in the chat box. Do you already talk to the elements? Do you already consciously work with all of these together, or do you have a different system? Because there's a Chinese system where like wood and metal are elements, and there's other ways of thinking about it. But I would just love to know if this is new for you or not. And none of it is actually going to be new. This is the beauty of this system. It takes very high level spiritual concepts and it brings it down to earth and it breaks it down in like the simplest of ways because except for spirit, it's things that we all have in our outer environment, right? Like people know what you're talking about when you say water or air. So it helps to solidify something that can be very intangible and etheric. Ooh, I love that. Not yet. That is my favorite answer ever. Ish, not really. Oh, Stephanie is like, yeah, I love to bring in the elements. This is because we work together. And I'm sure you were doing it before, but oh my goodness, yes. Like more. So I will share that I will go through each one, but I'm just going to scratch the teeniest bit of the surface on these just to give you an idea. Um, I could talk about them for years, and they're the gift that keeps on giving. Honestly, when you really get to know them, they will literally always meet you where they're at. I have been initiated into these mysteries for over 15 years, and so every single day they bring me what I need. It's amazing. So, spirit is the one that's the hardest to talk about because it's ineffable, right? It's spirit. Like, what is this? This is etheric, non tangible thing. But even for people who are very oh, what words are escaping me today, who are very like skeptical and who are not into the spiritual woo-woo, you can talk to them about it in terms of essence. Like everybody and everything has an essence. My essence is different than your essence. So it's basically just your vibes, but it's so much more than that. And with spirit or the spiritual realm, it's this realm where it's all about creativity, co-creation, grace, trust, like all of these frequencies, divine union of the divine masculine and divine feminine. Um, it's really about like, what does your spirit, your essence want to create? What is actually for you? Not what the dream is that somebody bought and sold to you, not what your grandpa's dream is, not even what your ego thinks, but what is your highest self want you to create? And we love to tap into that. And then we also have to check in and go like, is there something in the way of you being able to connect to this vision? First off, a lot of times we need to move some of our baggage from the other realms away, our thoughts, our feelings, our wounding from religious trauma or other things like that. But this realm is all about bringing your cosmic magic and highest self down to earth. And we want to also focus on all of them because they work together. And I'm talking about it like they're separate, but they are actually interconnected. So a lot of them overlap. So just, we're talking about them as though they are individuals, but they're not. They're all woven together. And spirit is in everything. It's in the air, it's in the water, it's in the fire, it's the all. Air is the mental realm. Air is also pretty etheric and intangible. It's made of energy. But in the air realm, we work with intention. And the question with air is like, where to bring your vision to life, your highest trajectory, your dharma, where does your focus need to be? What is your intention? And what do you need to believe for that to be possible? The air realm, the mental realm is all about those beliefs, the subconscious beliefs, the collective consciousness. It's about the energetics, the frequencies, all of those things that are very intangible, but they're very real. Yeah. Air is also needing us to have a consistent direction of the focus. Air, like the mental realm, is using the mind as a tool instead of the mind using you. right? Abusing you and telling you all kinds of stories that aren't true and all of that. It's learning how to master your mind so that you can consciously be like, this is what I want. You can be laser focused on it instead of like, oh, maybe this, maybe that, which just confuses the creation energy. And there's often things that need to be cleared when it comes to the mindset piece, right? We absolutely can be blocked because of things that aren't even ours, beliefs that aren't even ours, thoughts, that just they're not true. So it's really great realm to be clear with your clients, especially if, you know, you're doing healing work with them, you're doing other stuff with them, and then they just don't believe that it's possible. If they don't believe it's possible for them to actually stay healthy, then they won't because the mind is so damn powerful. So we have to be able to work with mindset and help people master theirs to really fully be able to help them. And same for us. It's always like for us and then also for them. So the earth realm is basically just whatever is physical, whatever you can touch, your body, your phone, like the physicality, these rocks, like whatever, shiny crystals, as well as systems and structures, right? The earth realm is basically anything that's a financial system, a standard operating procedure. This is the realm where it's the slowest one and most uncomfortable for people that are really high frequency, very much like in the ethers. It's like, how do you actually bring things down to earth to make them happen? And it doesn't just have happen with a thought, like you have to actually plant the seed and then like give it the resources that it needs to grow with your business or with a baby or with, health. It's all of that stuff that takes time, organic time. So we have to look at pieces around our foundations and our structures. And when we have a dream that's given to us by spirit, you're going to need to tune into like, what's the step by step process to actually make this happen? There is a step by step. Air, spirit, even water, those are all very instant. Earth is slower and denser, so it takes time. And there's often things we need to clear in this realm, like a lot of beliefs that like I can't also can be in there, or just stuck stagnant energy can be in the earth realm. There's so many different pieces. And we're going to talk to each of these elements and see what you specifically need for your own evolution as a facilitator, as a business owner, as a leader. And then we have water, the emotional realm. This was my least favorite. My life changed when I learned how to conceptualize my emotions as water. Because I mean, water is life, right? Without water, we have a dry, dusty desert. We die, nothing grows. But I was so uncomfortable with emotions that I didn't like looking at them or feeling them. And it wasn't until I was like, oh, water. Wait, no, I do like water. And starting to see this really intangible thing as a physical piece that I could relate to and understand that my emotions could sometimes be like a raging storm, but then after the storm, you have the beautiful smell and the rainbow and it brings new life. And I was like, oh, okay, maybe water is necessary. Maybe I can bring more feeling into my life. So water has taught me more than any of these, but they're all my favorite. But I needed the teachings of water and I needed them to be broken down into such a physical thing. Water is tricky for a lot of people. Water can take this intangible concept like, um, everything has to come through you and your frequency creates your reality, all of that. And that other people can just be this mirror of your experience and like those are all weird mental concepts. Water can show you like, oh yeah, water can reflect the world back to you. When it's still, it's like a mirror. And you're like, oh, I get it. So you can take these very heady concepts and make them so clear and so tangible so people get them without that stretch. Water is always needing to run clear, by the way. Your emotional realm needs to be clear and clean. We can't let the emotions get all stuck in us. I know you know this, but like, it's just really think about it for a sec. Unfelt emotions, and this is what I was masterful at, they get stuck in your body, right? If you don't fully feel them. And if your body is all made up of water, this is where the emotions get stuck in the waters of your body, inside of your tissues. But like, do you want to be a clear and clean crystal glacial river where the emotions are just running through and not sticking to you? Or do you want to be a swamp Like, I don't know. I personally do not want to be a swamp with all of the alligators. Nothing against gators, important part of the ecosystem, but I would rather be a crystal clear river than the Everglades. When we have clear emotional landscape running through us, then we can use emotions for creation. Then we can actually tune our emotions into a frequency that we desire. Say you want to feel more freedom in your life, you can just go like, let me feel freedom right now, because you can tune into anything when you're clear enough. You can just use the word and a memory and you can be like, ah, yes, freedom, this is what it feels like, and you can be it. And then you're this magnetic match for more of it. So it's a really powerful manifestation and creation tool. And if our clients don't understand how to work with their emotions, then honestly, I just wanted to say, well, they're fucked. Like, because without this knowledge, they're going to take you out, right? They're going to hinder your success. They're going to keep you from doing what you want to do here. It's the water and air realms, your beliefs and thoughts and your feelings, they work together and they need to be um, something that you can actually choose instead of having them happen to you. And mastering these realms gives you all of the power back, right? So we look at holding the feeling of success and clearing all of the other emotions, say in your business, for example. If you have a dream from spirit coming in and it's really big and you're just like, I can't, like, you're not going to, right? Like, we have to be able to feel it before we can see it. There might be things that we need to clear in this realm that are going to come up. And then we have the fire realm, which is one of my favorites. I have a Sagittarius stellium and I'm very comfortable with fire and a Leo moon. So I'm like, fire, yes. Fire is action. It's actually getting stuff done. It's also illumination and transformation, but it's movement, right? We have to move energy for things to change. And if things aren't moving, if they're too still, they're stagnating, decaying, and dying. So action is really, really important. And this is also a piece that can be missing when we're working with clients or ourselves, right? We have the dream, we have the vision, nothing's happening because you're not moving, right? We need to move on it. If people aren't getting better, if people are getting downloads from spirit, if they're getting your amazing psychic readings or tarot readings and you're giving them advice and they're not doing anything, they're missing the fire, right? They're missing that ability to take action. And it says rhythmic action here because it's not a one and done almost ever. It's always about really getting things to do. Nicole here is saying fire was my greatest teacher. Yeah, like water was mine. And I have friends who needed to work with air or students who needed the earth realm. We're all going to have a realm that is really going to support us by learning how to talk to it. And we'll show you that today. And the fire realm, I just love it because like itself, movement, transformation, it just feels uplifting to me and it's so much fun. And we need to actually get really comfortable with it and take a consistent rhythmic action. But an action can also be rest, right? Like there's finding the rhythms of creation, especially as a business owner, especially as a service provider. If we do too much, then we burn out. If we do too little, nothing happens. It's very much learning how to dance with this energy. And sometimes we need to clear out beliefs or feelings around it, or just literally clear the stagnation. It's so key. So we're going to go through a soul journey together. And like I said, I just gave you like the quickest primer ever on the elements. So you have a reference point when I'm asking you to tune in with them or with the realms themselves. And we're going to go through a soul journey to connect to your essence, where we're going to download what you need for your next level of evolution. So do have a journal close by. But I also want to just tell you that this template doesn't always have to have that Captain Planet feel of like we're talking to earth, air, fire, water, spirit. It's helpful, but you can also, and I have done this, I've put it underneath all of my teachings and all of my courses, even if I never mention an element. I just make sure that I am helping people clear out what's needed on the mental side, the emotional side, the energetics with the action and the spiritual essence, and directing all of those, and we never even have to talk about it. It's like you could have them front and center, but you can also just have them in the background to make sure your clients and you have the absolute most balanced, harmonious creation. if you're wanting to make anything new happen, you need to have all of these working together in alignment. Again, it's a key to creation. But before we go on the soul journey, I want you to imagine becoming an elemental wisdom keeper, where you have access to all of this energy through just a thought, through just a meditation where you can talk to each one of these and get the information that you need for yourself or for your clients. And becoming an elemental wisdom keeper also means working directly with Gaia, Mother Nature, whatever you want to call her, Mother Earth. And she and I work really closely together, and she has your back if you are a healer, a light worker, a psychic, an intuitive, a heart centered, humanitarian entrepreneur. She has told me over the last few years, she's like, I want to help all of them become wealthy because this is actually how we change the world. And especially a lot of it is with the women, bringing them their creation power back. Imagine holding the keys to creation, working directly with Mother Earth for yourself and all of your creations and for your clients, right? Being able to tap into this template, the biggest game changer that I've ever had and taught. So imagine being able to guide people with a template that's so intuitive and clear that they instantly understand instead of getting lost in spiritual language that is your language and not theirs. Let me know if you ever have clients or something. Actually, I think we talked about it yesterday with the word modality. If you were in that day one replay, some people didn't know what a modality was, right? They were like, what is that? This process, this template, this system allows you to speak into things that people get and they're just like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Because we have it around us, we have air, we have fire, but it's also something that's inside of us too. It's one of those as within, as without kind of things. So, this is what I teach my students inside the Transformational Journey Facilitator certification. And I'm going to talk about it briefly, and then we'll go on our soul journey together. But many of you would be so perfect for coming into this program with me where we get to learn how to use the elemental creation template in the background to be able to facilitate these elevated, exquisite one-on-one and group experiences, right? Yes, Trisha's saying language is a frontier for understanding. Exactly. And if people don't get you, like, what is the point? They're not going to get you. So I'm curious, if this is your next step, you're going to be able to take a look at all of it. And basically, it's three parts. I'm obsessed with making people receive the magic for themselves. So in phase one, we take you deeper into your design, your creation team, even your astrology, your natal chart, your vision, your mission, your ability to channel your highest self and to connect with all of these different facets of your team and become a divine channel for all of this so you can do what you're here to do your way. And when you go through the next two phases, you're doing it with your own energy instead of, say, mine, for example, because this is going to help you with what you're here to do. And then in phase two, we teach you how to facilitate and we give you the steps of space holding, one-to-many workshops, courses, and retreats, and make sure that you've got skills that you can practice and actually use right away. And I have students that like basically started doing these workshops before we were halfway through this phase because they're like, oh, I get it, amazing. And then they're people who attend their clients are having these crazy epiphanies and downloads and all of this stuff like you're going to have today. And they're like, that was so easy. And then we also teach you how to integrate coaching into your modality, into your work, so you can make sure you can walk people through what they need to actually create whatever it is that they're here to create and actually sustain what it is that you're doing with them. So it is basically going to be a journey that I'm going to take you through right now. And that's all I'm going to say about the Academy. I'll just put up the website and you can check it out. We start on November 6th. I'll talk a little bit more about it at the end. But as you're going through this, just imagine that you could do this for other people really easily. So our journey today to connect with your highest self is to make space. So we're going to do that exercise of the breath, movement, sound, shaky shake thing. And let me know if you came up for a name for it. And then we're going to open to receive. We're going to make sure we have our shields down and we're in a parasympathetic nervous system state, that rest and digest. And I'm going to call in sacred space and we're going to go on a guided soul journey. And in the sacred space, we're going to connect to our intention, the living field of creation, the higher self, guides and teachers, and our business Oversoul, which is basically the energetic entity of information that your business has. And then we're going to bring through soul level information directly about your next level as a facilitator. And we will check in with the elements required for the transformation and creation to help you actually bring that thought, that feeling from spirit down to earth into something tangible and real. So get ready. Make sure you've got a journal with you. We're going to go into this guided meditation. If you're somewhere where you can't close your eyes, I would recommend watching the replay because you are going to want to go inward. This is where direct knowing is most available. Have a sip of water. And yeah, we'll go in and through. So excited to bring you here. I will also share that sometimes my voice will bring people into such a deep state of presence that you won't even hear it anymore and you'll be kind of in your own journey. That's totally okay. You can just bring yourself back, or you can watch the replay if you are being guided to receive something else. Sometimes there's a lot of energy that moves. Basically, spirit will be working to clean and clear out whatever you need to facilitate this intention of getting clarity on your next level. So type in for me if you are ready, if you're watching live, and we will get started. Amazing. Okay. I'm going to invite you to sit up for this. If you lay back, it's a little easier to get kind of lost, drifting away. I have the kind of meditation voice that I really should put sleep meditations out there. Because people like, it's very soothing. If you feel sleepy, like, I'm not going to take offense to that. It's all good. I know it's a superpower of mine. So I'm going to invite you to sit tall with your back straight, with your crown pointed to the cosmos and your root pointed to the earth. Close your eyes and just take a moment with me of noticing where you're at. Just take a little snapshot of that. Amazing. And you can either open your eyes again or you can close them, and you're going to do that shaky breath. So you're going to pull air in on the inhale, and on the exhale, you're going to shake your hands, make sure there's space around you, and you're going to go ha, 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 and shake on the exhale. And we're going to do that 3 times. Inhaling, exhale with a and shake it out. Make some noise. Do it again. Inhale, exhale with the shake, make some noise. Shake off all the crap that's on you from all of the days to come and all of the days before, and take one final deep breath in. Exhale, the biggest breaths yet. Finish shaking and come to stillness. Put your hands on your heart and take a deep breath in, and this time sigh it out. You can put a gentle sway in if you need to soothe your nervous system after shaking some of this stuff up, and coming into stillness when you're feeling ready, and noticing if you feel more spacious, if you feel more alive, tingling, buzzing, available. That's the words for me today. And just notice how 3 breaths can get you a lot more space. So this is bringing us in an open to receive state. And then I'm going to bring us now into a deeper meditation. It's going to bring us into contact with our highest self through our subconscious and superconscious mind. So we're going to do a guided breath, and it is going to help you relax even more deeply. I want you to use your imagination and imagine on your next inhale through your nose, you're going to pull air up through your root and into your belly. So breathe in through your nose, into your belly, and then blow it out like you're blowing out a candle. Inhale, breathe up through your root, into your belly and then into your heart. Blow the candle out even more slowly. Inhale, breathe up through the root, into the belly, heart, and into your head. Blow it out even more slowly. Deepest breath yet. Breathe from your root up through the belly and heart, and up through your head, and into the air above you, through the crown. Hold it for a moment and just sigh it out. Ah, coming into a space now where if there's any sound, any distraction, that's just going to actually bring you deeper into presence, into this meditation. And I'm going to call in sacred space and ask for all of the beings of light that are on your team to come and make a circle around you, to come and help you feel supported, to make you know that they've got your back. We'll just notice them. And you might feel it, you might dream it, you might imagine it, you might see it. It's all perfect. But for today, just for now, I want you to imagine that your imagination is true in this sacred space. And whatever's coming through, I want you to give yourself permission to believe it. Your imagination is the gateway into the multidimensional. It's your interface with that. So imagine it and it's going to happen. It's also your interpreter of these energies. So now we're going to connect down to the earth. And I want you to send a golden thread from your root down through the earth until it gets to the center of the planet. Just imagine it goes all the way to the core. And imagine that you can feel Gaia's heartbeat. And I want you to ask your heart to sync up with hers. Just imagine it and it'll happen. Take a deep breath into that and give her some gratitude. Tell her thank you. Thank you for being here, for creating all of this for us to play in. And I want you to feel her energy rising up through the soles of your feet, through your body, up through your heart, through your arms and legs and fingers and toes, and up through your head and neck. Feel her sharing with you just so much beauty, so much pride. She wants me to channel her just for a sec. This was not on our plan, but she just wants me to say, oh, beautiful one, thank you so much for the work that you are doing. It is so important, and I need you to know that you don't have to do it alone. You have been playing this game where you've put so much on your shoulders, so much responsibility, because you are so powerful. But you're not designed to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. I am. I'll put it down. I'll hold it for you. We can do this together. She's sending a transmission of love. Breathe and receive. Beautiful. Thank you, Gaia. Now we're going to call in and align with your highest self and source itself. I want you to imagine the cosmos, and above and beyond that, your highest self, beyond space and time. And beyond that, source itself, pure infinite energy. Let's invite a beam of light to come through source, down through your highest self, down through your crown, down through your heart and into the earth, just like a beam of light. And Gaia goes, oh, I love when you do that. Thank you so much. It feels so good. Oh, so we're going to take a moment and ask this beam of divine light to clear out anything that's in the way of you receiving what you need today for your next level of evolution as a facilitator of transformation. also gonna let you just feel the difference between her energy, Gaia's, and this divine cosmic one. I always feel like the cosmic energy is more electric and tingly, and Gaia's more like fuzzy, warm, and soft, but you might feel something different. And now I'm inviting you to imagine the energy or highest self or oversoul of your business, whether it has a name or no name. Call this energy forward. Ask it to make itself known to you and imagine that you can feel it or see it or just know that it's there. And notice where it is: in front of you, behind you, above you, around you. We're going to ask the oversoul of your business to throw a golden thread from it to you into your body. And I want you to imagine that you can feel where this golden thread goes and just notice. Is it going into your heart, your crown, another place on your body? Just be curious. You don't have to know why. Now I'm going to ask your business oversoul to transmit to you light information, energy. It's going to share with you at first at the feeling level, not at the conscious level, the energy of what your business is here to create. Imagine that you could feel waves or pulses of energy carrying this information from it to you. Amazing. And now I'm going to invite you to really connect in to your imagination's ability to make up the translation. Trusting yourself. You cannot get this wrong. So I'm going to start asking some questions, and whatever comes through, whether it's a feeling or words or symbols, I want you to trust that you know what they are. Make it up. It's your subconscious and superconscious mind. You cannot do this wrong or make a mistake. So, connected to your highest self and the oversoul of your business, let's just ask here, is there anything that's in the way of you connecting clearly today? And if there is, how can you clear it away? Is there anything in the way? And how can you clear it? For the group, one thing that I'm feeling and seeing is that some of you don't actually have enough space to get this, for it to actually even land. If an idea, a download is too big and your body doesn't have room for it, you need to make space. So easily and effortlessly, your body and energy field is going to follow me and you're going to know exactly how to do this. Just imagine that it happens, and so it is. On your next inhale, you're going to bring energy from the cosmos and from the earth into your heart. And on your next exhale, you're going to imagine your energy field getting bigger. Yeah, there you go. Stretch out, make some space. Amazing. Do it again and ask your energy field to get even bigger. Breathe in the power from the cosmos and the earth, and exhale. Expand your energy field around you, above you, below you, behind you. There you go. Do that one more time and then ask your field to go to the size that you need for this to actually be able to land and for you to be able to communicate clearly. Inhaling. Exhale. Easily and effortlessly, the field just gets big enough for you to have this conversation. Take a moment and appreciate it. Do you feel like, oh, you got more room now? Amazing. Okay. Now we're going to ask Spirit to share. What do you need to know about your next level as a facilitator or teacher or guide? Maybe you need to know what it is, or maybe you just need to get an energetic transmission about it. We're going to take a moment in silence to receive this. You can journal a little bit if you want, or you can just receive. What do you need to know about what you're creating next? Beautiful. Then being guided to ask a clarifying question, is this right away or is this a bit down the road? Just let whatever comes through be true for you. And if you're like, I don't know what just came through. It was just an energy. I want you to imagine that you did know, even if you're not wanting to know it because maybe it feels too big and too scary. Imagine that you just knew what you were creating next, or what the next step on your evolutionary journey needs to be. Imagine that it could just come to you that easily. Hmm, beautiful. And feel that landing in people's hearts. Now, when you're feeling this energy, when you're feeling into this dream, this next step, feel into how it makes you actually feel. Is it exciting? Is it terrifying? Is it both at once? And just notice, is there some feeling that you're going to need to feel to clear before you can fully appreciate this idea? Mm, beautiful. If you sit with that feeling for like 60 seconds, it'll actually pass through you. So giving yourself permission to feel the fear or the excitement, feel it, feel all the feelings, and let yourself be in them. Take a deep breath and notice that they start to move on their own. Almost like a storm moving through you and then dissipating. Okay. Now, in that spaciousness that starts to come through, how do you want to feel? Or how do you need to feel in order for this to come through? Yeah, excited. Ah, beautiful. And some other feelings too. Okay. What do you need to believe for this to actually happen? What do you need to believe about yourself or about the way the world works? Yeah, that you can, that it's possible, and a little more. So I'm going to invite you, if you're not able to get the full power of this, is to do more journaling with this later because it's really, there's a lot of nuance here about what you need to believe. And you can also tune into, is there a belief that you need to let go of? Like it's too big, or that you can't, or that you don't know how? Okay. So tuning into those in even more depth later. What do you need to do to make this a reality? Just feel into one or two of the things that you're going to need to do to actually make this happen. Is it going to happen if you don't do anything? Will it happen organically, completely without your effort? Or do you need to put in some work? Is there anything you need to stop doing? Oh, someone got sabotaging myself. Yeah, there's that. Mm, okay. You don't have to know all the how for the action steps. But what we're going to tune into now is the one very clear. What is your very next right step or next step? It doesn't even have to be the right step. What is your very next step? Even if it doesn't make sense, even if the answer is drink some water, that's fine. What's the very next thing you get to do? Mm, beautiful. So give yourself permission to do that thing after this, and then keep asking that. What's the next right step after that? What's the next right step after that? And that will bring you where you need to go. So give your body a chance to integrate all of this and ask your body, okay, after receiving this information, what am I going to need? How do I need to integrate it? Do I need a nap? Do I need a run, a walk, some lunch, to stretch, to dance? Mm, beautiful. There's so much more that you can pull from here. But we are going to, with gratitude, wrap it up, and you can connect back with your highest self and business oversoul anytime. So give them thanks. Give thanks to each of the elements that we were just talking to. When you're talking to the body, when you're talking to your mind, you're working with earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. So just give them thanks. And thanks to you, to Gaia too, to your team. I'm going to ask that everything that came through just be integrated with as much grace and ease as possible and as much speed as your human can handle. And so it is. But I want you to come back and you can do a little bit of journaling. You can give yourself a hug. You can stretch. Mm. Ooh. And then have some water. That was fun. You could hear a lot of the things coming through for y'all. And we'll put this in the homework. I'd love for you to share and be witnessed a little bit in this. So that's going to be part of the homework. And I'll put that thread up in the group. Because when you share, it also helps to light ground it, especially if it's in a safe place. No one's going to judge you here. I only called in the coolest, most beautiful, non-judgmental people into this event. Ah, and that was so fun. Let me know if you're back. Let me know how you feel if you're here on the live. Excited about what came through. Amazing. So, yeah, your integration, do the thing your body told you to do. Journal a little bit more. Maybe make some time later today, whether you're writing it down or you're talking it into your phone and transcribing it, doesn't matter. But now that you made this connection, more is going to come through. More is going to come through. I'd love to do that for an hour with you. I That was like a little teeny taste. It was a little rushed because we're only in a masterclass here and we only have so much time. Oh, but there is so much. So thank you so much. You're welcome. I feel less overwhelmed. Yeah, because there's just like this piece around you get the big idea, the vision, the next step, and then you break it down into those five things. And so my question for you is, are you going to apply this into your life? Amazing. Shamina, so much clarity. I love that. Yeah. So you're going to write these things down in the homework thread that we will put. And I want you to commit to them and hold yourself to them. Because without your action, nothing's going to happen. Without you taking the next right step, it does not happen at all. Ooh, teachings of Egypt came through. Aw. Mine made me hear the crunch of a cheesy. Maybe you need cheesies to integrate this. Sometimes I get weird things. My body's like, you need dill pickles. And I'm like, okay, all right, if we need to. Oh, amazing. Tears running down the face. Wasn't sad or crying. Just like, yeah, that's because when we get into that feeling of connection, our body goes, oh my God, I didn't even know I was missing this. I sob so often. There are master classes in my membership where like, or teachings where it's like, afterwards you can see the mascara is all down my face because I've been sobbing because that feeling is so freaking healing. And love teaching people. I do this in all my certifications to bring other people into that space where they are divinely connected. And I promise you, what happens is the body starts restoring itself. The body starts healing itself because the body is in wholeness. The body's reconnected to the divine energy that it needs to be in homeostasis, to do its own healing work. Like this, it resets the nervous system. It is so freaking magical. And taking people on these journeys is my favorite thing, except for teaching them, right? This is the thing. Creation, doing this work, working with the unified field template, the elemental manifestation template, is this practice. It's an artistic craft, right? But study and practice will help with this. It makes it effortless and easy. And it feels like it can be a lot like, oh, I have to work on the mindset and the emotions and the actions and the spirit. And yeah, no, it's just five things. And you've got five fingers, so you can count off five things and you can bring this into your clients and help them with these too. Because it's really hard to do this stuff without a guide. It really is. And that's why having a coach, having a mentor, having people in community who can support you with this to help you get reconnected is so essential. So whether you want to come deeper and join me if that's your next right step, either with the Transformational Journey Facilitator program, or if maybe working with me one-on-one is your next right step, this is what we'll do. It's connect you with the highest timeline possible, most aligned version of yourself and help you bring it into fruition. So if you want to come into the Transformational Journey Facilitator certification in my school, we're going to begin on November 6th for these classes. It's $333 over the 7 months of the program, or there is a discount if you pay in full. The pricing for this is kind of ridiculous because it honestly, there's so much in this program that you get that is a lot more for a lot less. Let's just say that. I'm gonna really open the doors up on Monday and start emailing my list and start, sharing it to the public. If you want to jump in before that happens, you get a fast action bonus. I said the first five, but I might be generous with that. If you sign up before it goes out on Monday to the public, then you can get a personal coaching call with me where we will be doing all kinds of whatever magic you need. I have 20 years of experience and many lifetimes that I can tap into to support you with whatever is blocking you. We can just that away. I'm a master mindset coach, belief repatterning practitioner, as well as a psychic who can pull things out of your field as a business coach and be like, have you seen this? Have you tried this? So I am adding in that one-on-one for anybody that wants to jump in. And if you've got questions about any of this stuff, I'm going to do a Q&A on the day where I'm sharing prizes. Okay. So the prize draws, keep entering, keep doing it, enter the contest. The contest closes on Tuesday and the prizes are drawn on Wednesday here at noon, where we'll do it on Zoom. And then I'll maybe see if I can stream it in the Facebook group too. But you can also, with the Q&A, you can ask me anything. I'll have a thread in the group or you can message me and we can talk about any of this stuff. We can talk about the course. We can talk about other business things. I'm happy to answer anything. And I'm going to share as well that if you're like, I don't want to lose access to this in 2 weeks when the group shuts down, you could keep these replays forever. It's $22. They will also be inside my membership. I'll tell you about the membership some other time. That's the Abundant as Fuck Lightworker for $44 a month. I will also put this masterclass in there so you could be in there. You don't have lifetime access, you just have access for the time you're in the membership for that one. But if you want to play with this elemental template again, on Monday, I am doing the golden upgrade, which is a workshop using the elements about your abundance, about money, and it's going to be so magical. And if you're interested in that, you also get to keep the replays forever, and you also get my Sacred Business Codex, which is a 2-hour workshop where we extract the poverty paradigm from people, from healers and light workers, and it's really magical. So that's also available for $77. And yeah, that is where we're at. I want to see you back on Wednesday to find out who's winning the VIP day with me and the other prizes and all the other magical stuff. Um, Yeah, because there's just so much fun that is going to be had. I love giving things away. I want to have that Q&A. And yeah, I'm going to stop the share here. I want you to know that you can go through this process again on your own, but it's not always going to be as easy to get all the information as it is when you are in a sacred space and you have a guide or facilitator. So don't be frustrated if you're like, oh, it doesn't come through as clearly. Because when we have a group energy, two or more gathered, it really makes it easier for us to tune in. So it's not you. There's nothing wrong with you if it's harder alone. It is for everybody. Okay. I need people to help me with it sometimes. Although with time, you can get so practiced at this. You can talk to each of the individual elements. You can channel Gaia. Every one of my students can speak with Gaia so easily. When you do this work with me, you are never alone again. Literally never. And that feeling of separation and alienation and loneliness is literally the root cause of all suffering. Because when you know you're divinely guided and connected, you're like, I'm okay. I'm going to be okay. It changes everything. It regulates the nervous system. It supports the belief system of, yes, I can, even if I don't know how. It is such a powerful thing for entrepreneurs to learn how to do. So I do want to invite you to come and learn this with me inside the Transformational Journey Facilitator program for yourself first, and then also so you can apply this stuff in your own way because it's templates, it's systems. You don't have to do it like I do, but in your own way with your clients so we can ripple this magic out into the world and make your work already so much more potent, so much more powerful. So that is me finishing up for today. I cannot wait for the Q&A. But if you have questions right here, right now, happy to answer any of them here. Nicole says, my highest self just keeps calling me out and telling me to do the things that I'm already working on. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes I will take a client into that and they're like, I don't get anything from my highest self. I'm not getting anything. I don't get anything. I get zero. I had one person who was getting nothing. And then we kind of did a little bit of coaching, which is why it's really handy to have the coaching. And I was like, oh, it's because you already got what you're supposed to do. And now it's the action piece that you have to do. And sure enough, she did the action pieces that she had been avoiding. And then suddenly her channel started opening up and her abundance and her, like, everything started moving, right? She was missing. She had the mindset, she had the emotions, she had the spiritual essence. She was missing the action piece, right? If one piece is missing, you don't get more. So, this is what I love to teach, wholeness, right? Working with all of it, not leaving any part of ourselves behind. When I brought my business online, capped out my income because I left my body behind. I used to have a physical job, and then I started working behind a desk for an online business. I was teaching dance, right, in my dream business. Left my body behind. When I sat down at my desk, I didn't know how to take care of it and work out. And yeah, my income capped out because I didn't have enough energy to take more clients. And I was like, oh, damn, I knew this lesson, but I had to learn it again. It's like we need all parts moving forward, right? Body, mind, heart, and soul. And I know you know that, but this takes it deeper. Oh, thank you for sharing those links. Yeah. Oh, I love that also. Someone said next step, faith and love. It's going to happen right away. Beautiful. Amazing. Well, I do hope to see you on the Q&A and pull your name for the prizes. The prizes are so good. Um, but yeah, I also hope to see you inside the Transformational Journey Facilitator certification. So you can take everything that we just talked about and like the surface. There's so much more because I love teaching this stuff so much because it is game changing, life changing. I'll tell you some more stories probably on Wednesday about that too. Mm, amazing. If there are no more questions, we will end it here. Thank you so much for your time. This has been divine. Go and connect on the threads and share your homework in the group, and we will talk soon. Lots of love.